What if humanity terraformed the moon, turned that dead gray rock into a living, breathing world? From crashing comets to engineering entire atmospheres, the science is wild, the risks are insane, and the possibilities are endless. Let's dive right into it.
The Milky Way contains over 100 billion planets and moons, but only a handful can sustain biological life. But what if humans could modify the ecosystem of any cosmic body in our galaxy? What if we could change the temperature, thicken the atmosphere, and create another green planet?
Man, the visuals here are on another level. Seriously, I don't think I've ever seen this style on other science channels like Kuranos. It's like a mix of dreamy cosmic art and hard sci-fi concept art. And the idea? Basically terraforming the galaxy, which sounds epic until you remember humans can't even agree on recycling bins. Imagine us customizing planets like a Sims save file. Mars, but make it Bali.
In the 1940s, author Jack Williamson coined the term terraforming. To terraform is to create an ecosystem that supports living organisms, from large, complicated vertebrates to simple, unicellular bacteria. Unfortunately, no cosmic body has ever been terraformed. It's an incredible feat that we as a species are far from achieving. But let's jump a few hundred years into the future. If we could terraform another planet, where would we start? Our most promising candidate isn't actually a planet, it's a moon. The very same moon you see glowing in the night sky. What makes the moon an ideal candidate for humanity's first adventure in terraforming? The moon has one major advantage over every planet in our galaxy. It's only a short space flight away from Earth. Of the 7 non-Earth planets in our solar system, Venus is the closest. The distance between Earth and Venus ranges from 162 million miles to 24 million miles, but the latter only happens once every 584 days. Traveling such a vast distance creates an incredible hurdle for our limited technology.
Starting with the moon feels both genius and hilarious. It's like humanity's baby step into cosmic home renovation. Forget Venus with its 900 degrees Fahrenheit surface and acid clouds. The moon is literally next door. In sci-fi terms, it's the tutorial level of terraforming. Jack Williamson throwing out the word terraforming in the 40s is wild too. Guy basically invented the blueprint for every Let's Make Mars Green novel ever since. Funny how his fiction might end up being humanity's future patch notes.
On average, the moon is about 240,000 miles away, a fraction of the distance between Earth and Venus. A shorter spaceflight opens up all kinds of possibilities. Shipping supplies, transporting parts, carrying astronauts and colonists. A smaller distance makes everything easier and significantly less expensive. Though the distance between Earth and the moon is comparatively small, the moon is far from perfect. Its dead and desolate ecosystem presents a number of environmental challenges. First and foremost, the moon's atmosphere is unbearably thin. It's made of a paper-thin layer of gases which form a lunar exosphere. This exosphere contains just 100 molecules per cubic centimeter. For reference, Earth's atmosphere at sea level contains 100 billion molecules per cubic centimeter. As it stands today, the moon's exosphere cannot support biological life. So how do we thicken the exosphere and create a life-bearing ecosystem? The moon's exosphere remains razor-thin because it lacks the gaseous density of Earth's atmosphere. If we're going to thicken the moon's exosphere, we're going to need more gas. To spread gas around the exosphere, we'll need a series of icy comets that we will crash into the surface of the moon.
So the grand plan is yeet a bunch of icy comets at the moon until it grows in atmosphere? That's not terraforming, that's celestial vandalism with extra steps. Imagine future archaeologists, humanity's solution to no air was literally throwing snowballs at the moon until something stuck. It's basically cosmic demolition derby meets climate engineering. One wrong calculation, and instead of a breathable sky, we've got the world's biggest fireworks show visible from Earth.
When these comets come thundering into the moon's exosphere, the impact will populate the exosphere with a surplus of water vapor. Water vapor contains oxygen and hydrogen, which are two essentials for biological life. But we need at least one more element to create breathable air. The last piece of the puzzle is nitrogen. Aerospace engineer Dandridge M. Cole claimed a gas called ammonia could fill the atmosphere with nitrogen. Cole designed his proposal for the red planet Mars, but the same strategy could potentially thicken the Moon's exosphere. Humans could import a large quantity of ammonia, which would fill the Moon's empty exosphere with nitrogen. Ammonia would also trigger the greenhouse effect, trapping and reflecting heat from the sun. This brings us to another significant roadblock: the Moon's wildly changing temperatures. During the day, the Moon boils. At the lunar equator, temperatures climb to a fiery 250 degrees Fahrenheit. In the evening, they plummet to the opposite extreme. Freezing nights fall below -200 degrees Fahrenheit around the equator, while deep craters at its northern pole can reach -410 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 266 degrees colder than the coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth.
Ah yes, just casually importing oceans of ammonia to the Moon, because nothing says space engineering like turning our neighbor into a giant cosmic litter box. Cole's idea is fascinating though. Nitrogen for breathing, greenhouse effect for warmth, basically DIY atmosphere in a box. But then those temperature swings from boiling hot lava bake to why is my face frozen to the helmet extremes. It's less like building Earth 2.0 and more like trying to terraform a malfunctioning oven.
Why does the Moon's temperature fluctuate so dramatically? It doesn't have an atmosphere to protect and insulate the surface. If humans tried to live on the Moon right now, its radical temperatures would make our lives a living nightmare. But a surplus of gases like hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen would thicken the atmosphere, insulate the surface, and create a protective bubble from the sun's violent rays. Say we crash 100 icy comets into the surface of the Moon. Say we import an excess of ammonia into the atmosphere, and the Moon's harsh ecosystem grows more livable. Soon, we would build the first lunar settlement. What would life be like for the first group of settlers on the Moon?
Life on the Moon would basically feel like living inside the most expensive camping trip ever, except the tent is a billion-dollar habitat and forgetting your sunscreen means instant radiation burn. If we actually manage to thicken the atmosphere with comet chunks and ammonia imports, settlers would still face wild isolation, awkward gravity jumps, and the constant reminder that one cracked dome equals instant extinction. It's frontier living, but instead of wolves outside the cabin, it's the vacuum of space.
Colonists may notice a surprising number of similarities to life on Earth. For starters, the Moon's rotation could hypothetically be sped up to match the Earth's 24-hour cycle. Currently, one lunar day spans almost 30 days on Earth. The Moon is tidally locked to the Earth, so the Moon rotates incredibly slowly. By purposely crashing 100 comets into the surface of the Moon, we could speed up the Moon's rotation. The impact could free the Moon from the Earth's tidal pull, thus changing its day and night cycle. Lunar colonists may also notice a valuable resource on the surface of the Moon. Because we populated the Moon's atmosphere with water vapor, lunar colonists may discover reusable sources of water. Renewable water means renewable energy, which could power equipment, grow food, and foster new life on the Moon's desolate surface. Of course, everything we've discussed so far is theoretical.
So apparently the fix for the Moon's 30-day-long nap cycle is smacking it with even more comets until it spins faster. That's less astronomy, more interstellar pinball. Freeing it from Earth's tidal lock sounds epic until you realize tides, calendaurs, and werewolves would all go out of sync. The bonus prize though, water as both drinking source and renewable energy, is genuinely cool. But yeah, the whole plan still feels like humanity's most chaotic what-if Minecraft mod.
Countless problems could arise at each and every stage. What if the ammonia doesn't trigger the greenhouse effect? What if the Moon can't handle 100 comets crashing into the surface? What if the Moon's atmosphere changes in ways we aren't expecting? And how would we deal with such low levels of surface gravity? It could mean devastation for our bodies. Terraforming is still a very distant concept for our species. A lot could go wrong, because there's a lot we don't know. Humans have only recently entered the space age, yet here we are, contemplating interplanetary colonization. Each day, our theories push us further, and our plans grow more detailed. But we have a long way to go before colonizing another planet. If and when we terraform another cosmic body, we may begin close to home. The Moon has its fair share of problems, but it's a strong candidate to house our first interplanetary settlement. In the long run, the Moon may not be a lifelong residence for our species. It may be a practice run before terraforming a larger, more sustainable ecosystem. But its proximity and resources make the Moon a great place to start. If we can create a functioning lunar colony, who knows where in our solar system we will go next?
Terraforming the Moon is basically humanity's ultimate group project, equal parts genius and chaos. It's a reminder that we're still toddlers in the cosmic sandbox, barely able to launch satellites, yet already dreaming of redesigning entire worlds. Sure, comets, ammonia, and low gravity all sound terrifyingly unstable, but that's the charm. Big, risky ideas are the only way progress happens. The Moon might never be our forever home, but as a trial run for reshaping the universe, it's the perfect first draft. Kuranos really knocked this one out of the park. The visuals and storytelling were phenomenal. Links down in the description if you want the full experience. And hey, the next video, let's just say it's going to be something completely different, but just as mind-bending. Stay nerdy.